Hi guys, and welcome to another Divi video. This is Jamie from System22 and webdesign and techtips.com. Well, we had a question that's kind of convoluted, and they were asking, with Supreme, is there a way to have a certain text be linkable so that when the user hovers over the text, an image pops up, and if the user clicks on the image, it pops up a YouTube video? Yeah, you can do that. To do this today, we're using the Divi Supreme Pro plugin, and you will need to have this installed and activated to get this done today. Okay, so here we've got some text. When I hover over it, it pops up an image, and when I click on it, it pops up a YouTube video. And it's pretty easy to do once you've actually got Supreme modules installed. Now, to do this today, you want to make sure, if you go into your dashboard, down to your Supreme Pro once you've got it installed, we want to make sure you've got the Enable Divi Pop-Up switch set to on in the right hand position, so it's purple like that. If it's not there, just switch it over. Make sure you save your changes. If you don't do this step today, Enable Divi Pop-Up, this won't work. So make sure you do that one first. Okay, let's go to our page and we'll start again. I'm going to enable the Visual Builder. Okay, let's go down to where we want to work. I'm just going to add a simple text module, or you can put in any module you like that you want to fade to an image and then use as a pop-up. I'll just put a simple text one in. And there it is right there. Fantastic. So we've got a text module in there. Next thing I want to do is I actually want the image that I want to pop up to, I want to put it behind this, but not in the actual module itself. I want to put it in the column that resides behind it. So let's save this. We'll go into our row here. I've got a section with a row with 3 columns in it. You put yours how you want yours, but that's the structure I've got going on today. I'm going to go into the row. I'm going to go into my second column. This is our second column, third column. On the content tab, I'm going to go down to background and put my image in there. And I guess you can use any image you want. I'll use that same one again. Okay, well, you can see your image in the background of your text there. Now what we want to do, we'll save all this here. We'll go back into the module and we'll make it with padding. We'll add some padding so it's got enough of the picture that we want to see, or the amount of the picture that we actually want to see. So back in our text module, let's go to Design. We're going to go to Spacing. I'm going to go to Padding. I'm going to give it 50 pixels all around. Obviously, you make yours whatever size you want to reveal enough of the image that you want to see. Now, with this method today, when we actually add the pop-up, it's going to add a little bit to the image down the bottom. So remember that there's going to be a little bit more of this image than you're seeing at the moment. That's fine. And our text is actually in the middle there because of the padding. Okay. Now let's make it work the way we want to work. We'll just save this. Now I don't want to see any of this image unless we're hovering over it. I just want to see the text. And also I want to make it pop up a video. So let's create a video section that we're going to use for a pop-up. I'm going to add another new module. Didn't mention before, Divi comes with all these light grey ones as standard. When you add the Supreme, it gives you all these purpley bluey looking ones here, and I think there's 42 or so of them, and they're phenomenal. Okay, there's a video module. That's what I'm going to use, a regular Divi video module. I'm going to use a YouTube video, so I'm going to get rid of this, add a video. I'm going to quickly go over to YouTube and grab a URL, and I'm going to insert from a URL right here. Okay, so I've got my link, and I'm simply going to paste it in there and insert into post. Alright, we'll save this. As you can see, it's popped up there. Now what I want to do, because I don't want this here all the time, I'm going to save it to my library. The little round icon just to the left of the trash can there, left click, we'll give it a name. Click YT video, whatever makes sense to you. I'm going to save it to my library. Now it's saved to my library, I can delete it because we don't want it here all the time. We only want to see it when we click on this module here. Alright, to make this work today we need to use our module as a pop-up so that when we click on it, it pops up that video. Now to do this I need to save my page changes and refresh, because if I go to my library in a minute it won't find that video. So it's important that we refresh. And this is the important step, that you have that switch enabled right there. Now we're refreshed, I can go back into my module here. We can go to Advanced and Visibility. Slide down a little bit because we've got that switch on. We've now got a switch here that says Use as Pop-up. If we had not enabled this, we would not see that there. So we're going to switch this one to on. Pop-up type, layout, yeah, we want to use a layout that we've just saved. That's what we want it to pop up. And the layout's in our Divi library, so let's select it. And we called it video, YouTube video, YT video. There it is right there. We want it to trigger on module click. When we click on this module, we want it to pop that one up. It's got a pop-up trigger to close it. You click anywhere outside, it'll close it for you. Don't want to use auto close. Auto close is if you want to put a time in there that it closes automatically. There's all kind of entrance and exits animations you can put in. Put in what you will. Pop-up position, yeah, I want it in the center of our screen. I want it to be absolute so that if they move their screen up and down, it'll stay where it is. Don't want to use full width. That'll get rid of our menu and footer and everything and just pop up into a blank sort of window there. Max width, you can choose what you like. If you hit the little cell phone type icon here, you can choose different widths on desktop, tablet and mobile. But for me that 680 seems to work pretty well for most things. So I'm going to leave mine just like that. Show an overlay, that means when the video pops up it'll darken out the background a little bit there. And it's got a default color in there. You can put in whatever color you want. But again, I'm going to leave mine on the default. That works for me. Show a close button means it's going to have a little X or a little button up there that you can close the video with. You can set it on the inside or the outside. I'll leave mine on the inside. You can choose the icon font size, how big or small the icon is. And by default it uses an X, which is pretty standard for closing things. But you can choose any of these elegant themes icons that you wish. You can give the close button a background color. And you can give the icon a color of its own. Again, I'm leaving these just all on the default themselves. So we're happy with that. When we save and everything, when we click on this module, it will pop up that video, and I will demonstrate that in a minute. Okay, now for the second part, or the first part I suppose. He just wants to see the text, but then when he rolls over the text he wants to have the image pop up. And we've taken care of the clicking on the image to pop up the thing. So let's get this sorted. To do this, I'm going to go firstly back in to my module here. I'm going to go to Design, and this module is just the text, remember. So we're going to go down to Filters. Going to go to Opacity or Transparency or See-Throughness. Common to most Divi modules, if you hover over the dark writing there, these icons will pop up. If there's an arrow there, it's going to let you set a desktop state when your mouse is not on it, and a hover state, funnily enough, when your mouse is on it. When we hover on it, we just want to see the image, so we want this to be totally transparent all the way down to 0. When we're not hovering over it, we want to see the text, so we want this to be fully visible, 100%. So text is fully visible when we're not hovering over it, and invisible when we are hovering over it. Now we could put a background in here and use this as a fade, and just fade to the image, use the same as our background color here. But when you're using the pop-up feature, it's going to add a little bit to the image on the bottom. So this doesn't work too well unless you give it a height. So I'm not going to do that today. I'm simply going to go into the row and do the opposite of what we've done here. So I'm going to go into our column. Remember, the column is where this image resides. We'll go into our middle column where we're working here. Into the background. Here's the image, and again, if we hover over the dark writing, we've got these little icons up here. I'm going to hit the little arrow. On the desktop, I don't want an image at all, so I'm going to remove the image, so we just got the writing. And when we hover over it, I want to add that image back in. So when we're not hovering over it, desktop version, that's what you're going to see, just the writing there. When we put our mouse over it, that's what you're going to see. And our writing should be totally invisible. So let's save our changes and see if we've got to edit anything else. This should pretty much work now. Might have to check the hover state on that writing. Save draft or publish if you're ready. And exit the Visual Builder. Okay, so there's our writing. Let's hover over it. The writing's disappeared. We've got our image. Now when I left click, as you can see, it's got a hand icon. I'll click that. Our video is going to pop up in the middle of our screen, and there's the background overlay I was talking about. And just hit the play button to play your video. There we go. And like I said, you've got a close button right there, or if you click anywhere outside, it'll close that video for you. So there you go. That's how to have text. When you roll over the text, it's going to reveal an image. When you click on the image, it's going to pop up a video. So I hope that's answered your question today, and I hope you found this useful. If you have, please give it a thumbs up, ring the bell, comment, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Once again, this has been Jamie from System22 and webdesignandtechtips.com. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.